What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. With this video, we are jumping into Detective Comics issue number 1062. And it's been a little bit of a while since we covered Detective Comics. We had actually dropped it during the Arkham Tower little story arc. To be completely honest, after Shadow War, after Fear State, there wasn't too much going on with Detective Comics that we really needed to get into. This story was mediocre at best. The reason that we are getting back into Detective Comics is because of Ram V. You guys know that he is one of my favorite writers that is currently writing for the Big Two. He is taking over Detective Comics, getting a brand new story arc with artwork by Rafael Albuquerque. The colorist is Dave Stewart. We are jumping into a brand new story arc, a brand new era for Bruce Wayne. So make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel, you have liked this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we jump into Ram V's Detective Comics, we are starting off with an opera. Ironically, this is a bat-themed opera. As the actors play out every single scene, we see in the crowd that there is one seat that is open, a seat that is reserved for Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne unable to attend this wonderful opera, and that is because right now he is on those streets down at the docks, and this city is needing its Batman. Some kind of shadiness going down to the docks. He sees a bunch of armed gunmen. As they take notice of him, they begin to open fire on the Bat, knocking these thugs down to the ground. This is when some kind of alarm goes off. And what he sees is Bruno Maroni, Sal Maroni's nephew. But there is something very wrong about him, appearing to look like some kind of freaking zombie. Some kind of hideous monster, having incredible strength, having incredible speed. This hideous beast attacks the Batman, not really knowing what he is up against, not knowing what this monster is. We see this thing really begin to get the upper hand on Batman, but this only lasts momentarily. We see a small arrow bolt come flying through the air, and it pierces this creature right through the skull. That arrow, it came from Talia al Ghul. Batman, of course, letting her know that you know my rules. There is no killing in my city. That if you are going to be here, you must abide by these rules. She puts up the argument that his rule is no killing human beings. That monster, she says, was far from human. After being destroyed, it turns to nothing but ash, letting Batman know that thing is older than both of them, older than the Lazarus pits themselves, and that it is far from being human. She also informs him that he is getting a bit slow, but more than anything, this is just a warning to Batman, letting him know that they are coming and he is not prepared. At 2:44 a.m. at Bruce Wayne's brownstone, down in his basement, he is running blood work, he is doing all kinds of lab tests on himself, running diagnostics, checking his vitals, and everything appears to be normal. Having a conversation with Dick Grayson, Nightwing is a tad bit concerned about him. Batman also is worried that there might be something wrong with him, saying that he was slower. He was unable to catch Talia al Ghul, but he does feel as if something is off with him. Not really sure what this is or why this is feeling this way. Nightwing trying to let him know that maybe you're just getting old. Maybe age has finally caught up with you a little bit. Of course, Bruce Wayne ignores this, putting it to the side, saying that that's simply not the case. That there is something much deeper, much bigger at play. But from the docks this evening, he had grabbed a couple of things that seem to be getting smuggled. One of them is a small cubicle box, having some kind of contraption with inside of it. He says that this is much more sophisticated sophisticated than the age it comes around from, saying that he knows what it is but also doesn't at the same time. As he tries to uncover the puzzle of this box, we are taken to the Orgum Palace. We see Arzen and his mother. What his mother is giving him, it appears to be the deed to Gotham, having the name Edward Arkham on this deed, with Arzen Orgum and his mother being connected somehow to the Arkham family. She is bestowing this deed upon him, arming him with the implements and trusting him with the family legacy. Arzen is being sent to the city of Gotham, saying that he is being sent there to help the city, to help the people realize their true potential, giving a deadline of 1 year to complete this and rebuild the family legacy. Mr. Gale has already been sent ahead of him inside of Gotham, trying to more or less procure everything that he is going to need to be successful in this mission. And that's what jumps us over to Gotham City's Water District, and Mr. Gale having a conversation because what happened down at the docks, with Batman interrupting what was being smuggled in. This was for the Orgum family, and right now Mr. Gale is not happy with the fact that his stuff had been taken by Batman, as these guys try to let him know that he is nothing more than a tourist here, that he has no true power, that sometimes this is just the way things go. Sometimes Batman raids their places and they lose out on profits, with Mr. Gale telling them that this is unacceptable. Him and his men, they slaughter the both of them as they clean up this mess and burn any evidence. We are picking up with Bruce Wayne sitting in front of his computer, falling asleep while he was doing some research. He begins to have a nightmare of a giant bat coming for him, almost as if there is a demon that is trying to get into him, a great evil that is sitting on the outside trying to possess him. Not really sure what this is, Bruce Wayne wakes up in a startle, and that cube that he had, that he has been doing all of this research on, it begins to play music. As he grabs hold of the box, it opens up, and what we see is that it is a music box. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. A very promising and strong start by Ram V, having aspects of the Arkham family coming back into the fold. The metaphorical or even possibly very realistic demon that Bruce Wayne is having to deal with. Not sure if this is part of his subconscious, not sure what is really going on with him. Bruce Wayne knows that there is something wrong. There is something very off right now as he tries to uncover what this is. We are seeing forces from the outside make their way into the city. A new battle for power, a new era for Gotham City. You know, Ram V really likes to play with the metaphorical. He likes to mess around with the mind, with the deep thoughts that people have, the stuff that lays underneath the subconscious. He likes to find the deepest fears, the deepest emotions, and twist them, turn them, make the character confront them. If you guys have been following the Swamp Thing, you know exactly what I am talking about. And that is another series that we need to get caught up on. I think I'm about 3 issues behind right now, maybe 4 after today. But we're gonna do a big video later on as that really comes to its end. I believe issue number 16 is gonna be the end of Swamp Thing, at least for now. They did extend it because it was doing so well. So there's a good possibility that we could get more later on down the line. Ram V currently having his plate full with a lot of things. I'm hoping that he is not getting spread too thin, because when you start dabbling in too many projects, they all start to really suffer the quality of the writing that he is putting out. Now, he could be the exception, he could be an outlier to this, and I really hope it's the case, because his Venom has been, it's been relatively good. It hasn't been his best writing, but the Swamp Thing, it arguably some of the best stuff that he has done, at least for DC Comics. His Future State Swamp Thing is absolutely amazing. So I think he's off to a good start with Detective Comics. It has a lot of potential, and I am really excited to see what direction he is going to go, especially now that we have a little bit of the Arkham family coming into this mix, or at least things related to the Arkham family. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything that we have covered on Detective Comics, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything that we have on this channel. If you would like to support the channel, you can always hit the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and until the next breakdown.